We have a house.
I can't. Jeanette went down the home now, please, yeah.
Anytime between.
Yeah. I heard she got promoted to the district office.
Going to call to order the National School District Governing Board meeting, our open session portion of the meeting. If you would please stand with me for the pledge of allegiance. Place your hand over your heart, ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Lopez?
Present.
Ms. Sarmiento?
Present.
Ms. Benjamin Castaneda?
Present.
Ms. Alagos?
Present.
Ms. Kate?
Present. I have a report out. Today, in a special meeting, closed session, the board voted unanimously to appoint Ms. Eleanor Felker for principal at Olivewood School. Ms. Felker has been a dedicated employee in the National School District for 27 years. She has served as a classroom teacher, teacher leader, MTSS coordinator, and principal designee. As a former member of the staff, Ms. Felker is excited to return as the principal of Olivewood School. Her passion and experience are evident, and we are thrilled to have her take on this new role. Please join us in congratulating Ms. Felker. Principal, would you like to share a few words?
I'd love to. I have my mom, so it's morning in the Philippines and she just woke up.
Hi.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
It's hard to express how honored I am to step into the role of Olivewood principal. Olivewood holds a very special place in my heart. It is not just a building, but a home where students are nurtured, the diversity is celebrated, and students' potentials are honored. As Olivewood principal, I promise to lead with integrity and listen with humility, so that every child that walks through our doors feels safe, seen, and supported. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm coming home, and I can't wait to get started.
I would like to be the first to congratulate you on this position. It's been an honor to see you grow in your different capacities at the National School District. You've seen me grow in my positions, and I thank you for all that you have done for the whole National School District. And it's been an honor, and thank you for everything that you do and that you continue to do for our students. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and it brings me joy to see you now as principal of Olivewood, because you know it holds a special place in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you to everyone. I appreciate everything, and you know I'm going to be working
Am I
for all
gonna
of the
see your,
children of National City.
am I gonna see your car like I see Miss Hayes' car all the time? Because you know I live in walking distance. It's it's like a block, right? You know that. Send you home.
Get a good night's rest, because we're starting very quickly.
Hit the ground running tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Good all for tomorrow.
Ah, okay. Item number 5 is public communications. Public communication provides the public with an opportunity to address the board regarding an item on the agenda or other topic. Anyone wishing to address the board shall submit a request for oral communications card. Cards are available near the entrance to the boardroom and are to be submitted to the recording secretary. A member of the public who wishes to address the board on any such matter is limited to 3 minutes for one matter, up to a maximum of 5 minutes for all closed and open session matters. There shall be a limit of 20 minutes for any matter unless such time limit is waived by a majority vote of the board. Members of the public may not yield any time to other speakers. No board action can be taken.
No speakers.
Thank you. Item 6 is the agenda. Do I have 6A, motion to accept the agenda?
Second.
Okay, any questions? I have a motion to accept by trustee Bettencourt Castaneda and a second by trustee Sarmiento. Please vote. Okay, item 7 is to approve consent agenda, routine items of business. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine and will be acted upon in one action by the board. It is understood that the superintendent has recommended approval for these items. There will be no discussion prior to the time the board votes on the motion unless members of the board, staff, or public request specific items to be discussed and or removed from the consent agenda. All items approved by the board will be deemed considered in full and adopted as recommended. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Any questions? I have a motion to approve consent by trustee Avalos and a second by trustee Bettencourt Castaneda. Please vote. Item 8 is general functions, and item 8A is a report on CSBA's delegate assembly meeting by trustee Bettencourt Castaneda and board clerk trustee Avalos.
Do you have either one of them first? Or
No.
Either one.
Sure.
Or did you want to go first, Barbara?
No, you've been called already, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. We will be duplicating some of our information, so I'm gonna be brief. My delegate assembly report was, here tonight, was back on May 17th and 18th. A couple items I'm just gonna highlight are from the AI task force. They have on the CSB website is a QR code, and they have where we can, it's a toolkit where we are able to access different items that we're able to, as a district, manage different items, such as a roadmap, and it's a facilitation guide as a district. So where we are, and in terms of, if you notice here, it's kind of hard to read from that. Each district is at different levels with AI. So as an elementary school district, let me open up mine because it's kind of small. We, if you, Barbara and I, when we were in an AI task force, AI um, session, we were called liars at one point because we said we had not used AI that day. And we were called liars because we said that we had not used AI that day. Well, because they said everybody uses AI. Well, we in fact did not use AI that day, but each district is at different levels. So they are creating, like, for example, the roadmap so that each district can plug in different ideas as to where they are so that each district can create a roadmap and see where they are in terms of a toolkit so that way we can manage where we will be and how we can facilitate questions as a board in terms of where we need to create a guide on where we need to be and how we can facilitate questions and create um, a, a guide and roadmap for our staff and our team on how we can incorporate AI into our classrooms and for our teachers. One of the things that came up in this task force was, let's see, oops. How teachers will be able to use it. There was some as a student, if they were to use a ChatGPT. So is it acceptable or is it not acceptable? Some individuals, some were educators around me and some were not. Some educators felt that it was not acceptable and some educators felt it was acceptable. So there is a lot of dilemma around what is acceptable. So this and is being addressed in this task force because so we need to be educated as a board, and accept, not be blinded by the fact that it's out there. Know that we need. So that's just a snapshot of what
closer to the coast you are and landlocked, there's no place to grow with housing. Areas like San Ysidro, Chula Vista that have areas like Otay and East Lake and can grow out east have not had as big of a hit. And of course, Sweetwater encompasses all of it. But I think that's why National City and South Bay Union were referenced in that article. But just to put the comment in perspective, our district is not declining at a faster rate than most, than in our area.
Thank you both very much. Item 8B is to adopt proclamation for National School District's commitment to protecting student health and environmental justice. Do I have a motion to adopt?
And I have a motion to adopt.
Okay. Trustee Lopez, seconded by Trustee Avalos. That was quick. Dr. Brady.
Yes, so you have a copy of this in your blue folder as well. I know that this was brought up by several board members, and I think Trustee Lopez, you asked for this to be a consideration for the board on an agenda. The reason it's not a resolution is it's a little outside of our scope as a school district. So the proclamation is kind of taking an opinion stance. And this is what we did when we took an opinion on the Tijuana River and sent a letter to Governor Newsom and President Biden at the time. But this is really an opinion, a stance against a fuel station, but just to protect our students. We can't control the air quality. We already live in an area that's surrounded by freeways. We live in a very industrial area and one that doesn't have a lot of green space and parks. And so National School District has invested heavily in doing what we can to protect the community and being a sustainable school district. And we're very proud to see some of the efforts coming through National City Council and the city to plant trees. I think I also saw an email that you sent and the board can participate in that as well. But they're gonna plant 300, 400 trees within the city. And we think together our voice should be heard. And should the board take action to adopt this proclamation, everybody can sign it, those who do sign it. If this does come before the council, we can go as a governing body, as a school district, and read our proclamation and share our thoughts and show our support for not bringing in more things that will affect the air quality here in National City. So just some thoughts as you're casting your votes.
Trustee Avalos.
There's going to be a meeting on the 21st of it's Monday, as a matter of fact. Sadly to say I'm not going to be here, and we had mentioned that maybe Mrs. Gates or that you be able to speak on our behalf, which I think would be great. The more people that we can get to be there to fill up the place. I have already contacted, well, Environmental Coalition is already there anyway. Sunday Organization Project is there anyway. OTNC Foundation will be there as well. I have been to their meetings and I have expressed the concern and the importance of our people to crowd up that meeting, because the last meeting that I went to, of course, everybody with the orange jacket was there. They're all union. You know, I got a few people a little upset with me, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do, what I feel is right for National City. I was raised across the street from Kimball School. Those trucks will be going up that street. What if a truck blows up? We're so worried about our health of cancer and asthma and other things that have been falling upon us in National City here. I myself have suffered from asthma since I was a child. I know the feeling of having your medicine there, your pump, so that you can breathe, and you're running down on Market Street to the drugstore there that I lost that I couldn't find it, and driving back. So I don't want that to continue happening. We have the most in our families, the most cancer, not in my family, but in families in National City who have had cancer over the scrap disposals, everything that was there, the auto body shops that were there, bringing out pollution. We don't need that. So the more people that we can get to attend the meeting, I am really sad I won't be able to be there because I have a lot to say. But if Ms. Gates or our superintendent can please speak, I would really appreciate it, and so would they. So I am part of all that, instrumental in making sure that it gets sent.
Send an email.
You can email?
Yeah.
Yes, you can email. we need, if you have any friends or family members, please tell them to go to the meeting. Get there early so that we can fill up the place with our National City people and not the people with the orange jackets. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? All right. Motion to adopt this proclamation by trustee Lopez, second by trustee Avalos. Please vote.
We're going to be passing down the proclamation for all the yes votes, which is unanimous. If you could sign your name, that'd be great. Thank you. Sorry, I thought you all had it. It's in your binder, not in your blue folder. I had it in the blue folder for you to sign. I misspoke.
Wait a moment.
With thanks to the governing board.
I should have said that. I just said it's not a dumping ground.
No, that's fair.
Chula Vista has a great thing going on right now, but they want to throw everything back into National City. I was born on the west side, so that is my biggest concern, that we don't want that to happen there.
Item 8C, to approve commemorative hallway naming at Central School. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve that.
Dr. Brady?
Yeah, so this time I'd like to invite our principal from Central School, Ms. Cratocville Rojo, soon to be doctor. And she had brought this request forward to me, and we did, as you know, Jean Howard had worked for National School District for many years, retired last year. We honored her at a board meeting. The school did an additional honoring for her. But since this does affect naming of hallway and building, it is something that's in the purview of the board and our policy. And so to give you a little bit more background, we've asked Ms. Cratocville Rojo to share that with you tonight.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Madam President, President Gates, members, trustees, and also members of Executive Cabinet. Thank you for allowing me to be here today. First and foremost, it was a year ago today that you actually approved me of being the principal at Central. So as I was walking in, I was like, oh, it was very nice to see Ms. Felker also get approved. So that was nice. And being that I've already been a year at Central, I have had the honor of getting to know Ms. Jean Howard and watching her not only as a teacher, but as a valued member of our community. And an example of that is at our going away party for her, we were able to collect letters from her former students from 1986 every year, all the way up until about 2016. And in the letters, every single student thanked her for sparking that love of learning, not just in them, but then they passed it down to their kids and also now down to their grandkids. And a lot of those grandkids are at our school. And they see her every day, and she really is represents the heart of our school. And it was very, very moving. But not only that, when you hear those stories from the people that spoke from their heart and actually wanted to, yes, I want to write a letter to Mrs. Howard for her retirement, thanking her for everything she gave to me. Many of them now are members in our own community who are scientists, who are also, some of them also teachers, and also very successful businessmen. She started that. She created that love of learning and then that impact that she had on so many different generations here in National City, I really feel should really be honored. And not only that, the impact that she has on the other teachers in her school to really find that love of teaching and say, this is what we do. We impact lives, and not just, you might not feel it like in 1986. I'm sure when she was sitting there, she probably wasn't expecting in 2025 to have a letter written to her thanking her for that you remembered me, you hugged me, you read to me. Oh, sorry. But there wasn't a dry eye in the house when you hear those letters, because it really reminds you why we do the work that we do. And really, I think just honoring her. And actually, I was just very honored for the whole year that I got to work with her, because she really truly is an amazing individual and really dedicated to children. And so with that, we decided as a staff that it's something that we really wanted to do for her, because when you walk that hallway, that's her spot. And everybody that walks there, actually the lady that works in my cafeteria was her student in that classroom. So there's a lot of connection there for a lot of people in our community. So it's just lovely to see that, and really to keep that alive by really honoring her, I think is something that's very special, and actually honored not only by our teachers and our staff, but by our whole community. And actually a lot of the people that actually work in our community and work here in National School District have gone through her classroom as well. So I can tell you that so many people, and it's really beautiful to see. And it's lovely because now we have even great grandchildren coming in at open house night, and they go and they look for her to see her. Yeah. So it's very special, and she is a very definite special member of our community. So to honor her, I think would be very special.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions? I have a motion to approve by trustee Avalos. Oh, I'm sorry. Trustee Bettencourt Castaneda.
I do have a question. I'm curious to know if this falls into our, we had at one time a committee.
The murals and celebrations.
I don't want to disrespect her honor or anything like that, but
To make sure it falls in the parameters. We had, what was it, 2 years ago? We established a committee to review the different walls, different art pieces, different murals, and what our rules would be for that. So, to ask, but you're asking about that
only
policy.
because we do want to have to do that, and I don't want to disrespect anybody that has the honor, because we have longevity in our district. Nobody wants to leave. And I want to be respectful to all those that have had that longevity.
So just to refresh the board, and for Trustee Lopez, who I don't believe you had the pleasure of hearing that presentation, we did have an observations and celebration task force. And one of the things that we said is, if somebody wants to raise a flag, if it is a pride flag, that might fall under a cultural celebration. But if you wanted to raise the Padre flag, that might not fall within the cultural celebrations. And we came up with a format that we could check. So I think what you're asking is, can we check to see if this falls in? So the first page was cultural celebrations and religious awareness. And that really was if somebody brought something forward under culture or religion, which I don't think this would conflict with anything there. The second was acknowledging belonging. And under belonging, it was Friendship Day, LGBTQIA, gender, and family. This could fit under family, community there, but that would be that would be something within your purview to say yes. Under inclusion, it was ability awareness, inclusion of multilingualism, and special special abilities, social emotional learning, and PBIS. So it's not really in that. And then the last one was labor, politics, and patriotism, celebrating things related to labor, politics, and patriotism. So not there either. So I think this could fall under belonging, but I'm not sure. I think it could be also outside of the purview of this cultural celebrations task force as well. I don't see a conflict in particular.
Like, I just want to make sure, because we have 40-year celebration of teachers, 30-something years. And when we start one, we start opening up that can of worms, and we're gonna start having others come to us. And I want to make sure we're prepared to have this come back to us. So if we make this decision here tonight, that we are able to answer those questions and have this, we have enough walls and hallways and, available doors and so on to be able to celebrate everybody. So just that we got to keep this in mind.
I do think that's a great point, and probably something we should add to our special board meeting agenda to have a conversation around this particular policy and where those guidelines might be, maybe put some bumpers on it, for sure.
Because I want no disrespect
No.
to her at all, because this is quite, warranted. I mean, this is an honor, and I don't disrespect her time with us, and I thank her for all this, and it's, I don't want to not disrespect her at all, but I want to honor all those that may be going, come forward to us at a later time. And I don't want to say no to anybody if we say yes to one. And I just want to honor anybody who comes forward in the future.
Well, I'm totally in favor of it because I feel that we should honor and respect and recognize a teacher who has very well been here for so many years. We only have 10 schools. We have less than 40,000 students right now when we used to have 60,000. But I think that if we start recognizing our educators, that means a lot. It means a lot to the board, it means a lot to the families, and as well as the children. Even if they would put her picture up there, some favorite picture of herself that she did or whatever she did at the school, doesn't necessarily mean that we have to put it here. I think we did put a plaque, didn't we, Alma, for somebody, one of our teachers?
Recent bench.
Oh, yeah, bench.
Planted trees.
And we planted trees. We've done all that to recognize them and let them know how much we appreciated their time being here. I mean, even what we just did, a new principal, look all the years that she's been here and how far she's driven down here just to teach and be part of our family. I am all for it to be able to recognize her, whether it's in her school or here or in the playground, to put a little plant or a little tree or a little plaque. But we have to acknowledge their work here. And we appreciate everything they've done here for our children in National City.
So it's not to not acknowledge them, it's to recognize a naming of a hallway. So I think we're misinterpreting what the agenda item is. Of course, we want to acknowledge all of their hard work, all of their dedication and so on. The agenda item is to approve the naming of a hallway. So that's what we're discussing here today.
I approve it.
So the discussion is that, so what I'm saying is that we need to recognize if we need to put some parameters as to what we're gonna do now and for the future. So what we need to do is keep in mind that we have there's a lot of longevity in our district. We're talking about our educators, our staff, not the students. So we want to be able to honor and recognize all of those. So when we do for one, we need to be fair to all. So that's what I'm saying. And respect all of them.
Trustee Sargento, sorry.
I agree that you bring up a valid point. I remember years ago,
we had one teacher who was here for 40 years, and I just wrote him a short little note congratulating him. And he sent me a letter, and it broke my heart, because he said, in all my 40 years of teaching in the National School District, I have never received anything from a board member, from an administrator, a higher up, acknowledging the years that I put in. So I think it's important to recognize them, and the point is valid, that where do we draw the line? You know, maybe put a plaque on the door if she was in that classroom for X amount of years, or a thing on the wall, or a picture in the classroom would be appropriate, because if you think about it, how many other teachers taught in that hallway? And it would be fair to name it after one individual. So, no.
Trustee Lopez?
Yes, thank you. This question is for our principal. I want to know more who brought this forward, because it sounds like it was a school decision to want to honor her. It wasn't just who was the highest year's taught. It was like someone who's truly special, which sounds like it.
Yeah.
So, you wanna
Well,
just-
her impact is
Yeah.
obviously across our whole school, and I do understand, and I don't think that you're being disrespectful. I think it's very, very warranted what you're saying, Trustee Castañeda. What I will say is, it's actually that all of the teachers in that hallway have actually been there for 20 plus years, and she's been the one that has been there the most. I have as you know, nobody wants to leave, especially nobody wants to leave Central, I'll tell you that. I have a very senior staff. I have very veteran teachers, and it was really something that was brought up as a way to commemorate her from the teachers. The teachers are the ones that actually went out and found her students to get all of those letters to give back to her as well. So it was really, it was just us talking, but then for the teachers to actually want to go and do this for her, because they actually were, I would say, because she's been there for so long, she's also been somewhat of a peer for them to go to, somebody to go to, who they look up to and who they see. And so I think that the teachers are the ones that actually are the ones that came together and said, and they came to me and asked, do you think we can do this? And I'm thinking, well, we can try. I think we should, because to be very honest with you, her impact is far and wide. She also was in the bilingual class, our SET class. She serves a very, all of our students at National are deserving, but it's very interesting to see all of her students, the parents go to her, she's available to them to also have resources. And being as a community school, we do a lot of community work together, and she's always there, first and foremost, to help all of our communities. And I think that's also recognized not only by our families and by our students, but also by her fellow teachers. And I'm telling you, when they got all of the letters, the teachers had to read the letters to her. She didn't read the letter. So when the teachers were, like me right now, like, oh, it really just reminds you why we are where we are and why we do the work that we do. And also to kind of keep going with teaching, because sometimes it's hard to be a teacher. It's not easy. And she came in every day with a smile on her face, dedicating herself to kids, and the kids were always happy, and also really just fostering that love of learning, and that you can be anything you want to be in this world. And kids felt that. And I think that's very important. I think that's what's important. And I think the teachers know that. And the teachers, we had teachers really crying at her go away, because they're like, oh my gosh, she's our heart, really. And that was just very evident. And so that's how it came about.
Trustee Bencourt Castañeda?
I just want to reiterate that I just love this idea. I just want to think of what, going forward, how can we be able to facilitate all the future requests? That's where I'm concerned, because again, we will have more 30 years plus and so on that we will have to facilitate. Because this is an amazing idea. I don't disagree with it, and I value the fact that the teachers are want to remember her and honor her in this way. Not that she's gone, I'm just saying, from Central.
Yes.
But the fact that, it just,
we have to think ahead for anything that comes before us for the future. So, but I do love the idea, and I wish that we can, we had a wall for every, or a hallway, a door, whatever, for every staff member that stayed as long as she did.
And with that, we have a motion to approve by trustee Avalos with a second by trustee Lopez. Please vote.
Deanna passes 4 yes, 1 no.
I would like to make a recommendation that we do visit honors and memoriams as a classification within that, because that is not something that we have discussed, and it is obviously something we've noticeably left out. So if we are going to have a policy, we should probably address that and what that means. Any thoughts?
It's a good idea.
I have a thought.
Yes, ma'am.
Like I said, maybe a picture on the wall, maybe a plaque on the door, maybe something, not as obvious or also not taking away from the other people who work in the same building or the same classroom. But can you imagine if parents were to come and visit a classroom where they were kids in a bazillion years ago and see a picture of the teacher that was there when they were there? I think that would speak volumes as well. If you think about it, if walls could talk, things that we would hear. But yeah, I think we definitely need to look at this and rethink it.
I think that should have been done.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Item 8D, to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting held on June 25th, 2025.
Second.
Any questions? All right, I have a motion by trustee Sarmiento, second by trustee Bettencourt Castaneda. I was not there, will be abstaining.
Deanna passes 4 yes, 1 abstain.
Okay. Item 9, educational services. 9A, to approve the National School District's adopted instructional materials list. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Dr. Filio.
Yes, thank you. So this is just an annual process where the board approves our adopted instructional materials list of our core content areas, not to include any supplemental materials, only the core content areas. And then, as you know, we have other opportunities to ensure that we're always having the appropriate amount of materials as well.
Questions? I have a motion to approve by trustee Avalos and a second by trustee Lopez. Please vote.
Deanna passes unanimously.
Item 9B, to approve the 2025-2026 school plan for student achievement for all schools. Do I have a motion to approve?
I second.
Dr. Filio.
Yes, and so we are requesting approval for each school plan for student achievement. As you know, the plans were presented and approved by their school site councils, and the board also has already approved the school plans last spring. Tonight, we're just approving to allow schools to implement their school plans.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to clarify, the data on these plans, they were from the last year's dashboard, 2024? Okay.
Correct, and so we'll be bringing them forward once they're updated, probably around the spring.
Of next, okay,
Yes, with updated data.
thank you.
Could I jump in there?
Dr. Brady.
So these are so wonky. The state, we give the test in the spring. The results really aren't final till October. Then the schools have some time to work with their school site councils to analyze the data, to look at their budget, to see how well do we do with the things that we invested money on, and what could we be doing differently. Then they update their plan, they get it approved, and they bring it to the board before March 1st. And so you'll see them sometime in September. But then the end of the school year comes and we can't spend any money and implement that plan in the new fiscal year unless you reapprove it for the new fiscal year, but the new test data hasn't come out yet. And so, like Dr. Filio said, we'll start that process as soon as as soon as the results from the spring come in.
Okay, I have a motion to approve by trustee Bettencourt Castaneda, second by trustee Avalos. Please vote.
And it passes unanimously.
Item 9C is to authorize National School District to submit the consolidated application for funding categorical aid programs. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Dr. Filio.
Yes, and so here we're asking for approval for the board on submitting the application to receive funding for our categorical programs. And so as we're aware, we all have heard about the federal funds that are being withheld from our school districts and how that is being addressed, and we will hopefully hear the resolution to that. But we wanted to be prepared that hopefully when and if those funds are released, that we would be prepared to receive those.
Any questions? I have a motion to authorize by trustee Avalos and a second by trustee Lopez. Please vote.
It passes unanimously.
All right, item 10, human resources. Item 10A is to conduct a public hearing regarding the initial proposal from the California School Employees Association and its Chapter 206. I call this public hearing to order. The board will now hear comments from any members of the public who wish to speak on this matter.
Who's speaking?
Thank you. As part of this hearing, we will make a brief statement. Dr. Kevin.
So as you remember, last year, we closed the contract with CSCA for a 3-year contract. Inside that contract, we have what's called the reopener, and this is to address, it's always salary, benefits, and one other article for the 25-26 school year. So they are sunshining tonight for pay and allowances, health and welfare benefits, and the one article they want to bring forward is Article 19, classification and reclassification.
Do members of the board have comments or questions at this time? Okay, hearing is closed. Item 10B, to adopt the initial proposal from the California School Employees Association and its Chapter 206. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve. I second.
Dr. Kevin?
With approval from the board, we should be getting started with negotiations on the reopener very soon.
And no lights. I have a motion to adopt by trustee Bettencourt Castaneda, second by trustee Avalos. Please
And it
vote.
passes. And it passes unanimously.
Thank you. Item 11, business services. 11A, to approve extension of CT 4113 with Coast Citrus Distributors Incorporated for fresh fruits and vegetables. Do I have a motion?
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
Dr. Cochran.
Thank you, President Gates. So for the past 2 years, the district has had a contract with Coast Citrus Distributors, Inc. for the delivery of fresh fruits and vegetables to our schools. And so approval of this contract extension would mean that we would have 1/3 and final year prior to needing to go back out for procurement. Thank you.
Any questions? I have a motion to approve CT 4113 by trustee Avalos with a second by trustee Sarmiento. Please vote.
And it passes unanimously.
Item 11B, to approve extension of CT 4124 with PJ National City Incorporated for pizza delivery service. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve. I second.
Discussion.
With discussion, Dr. Cochran.
Sure, thank you. So for a very similar contract, for the past 2 years, the district has had a contract with Papa John's Pizza for the delivery of these pizza delivery services to our schools. And again, this would continue for a 3rd and final extended year of the 3-year contract before we would go back out for procurement.
Trustee Sarmiento.
I know in the past the laws have been very strict as far as who we can contract with, depending on the ingredients that are used in the pizzas, and make sure that it's all healthy. And I don't know if it's edible, but it's healthy. And the kids, have their own opinions about what we get. But I was just wondering, is this one of those companies that falls under that category where it's allowable and we're following the right guidelines?
Yes, thank you very much. That's all something that our purchasing department reviews when we conduct bidding on these items to establish the initial
Do they
contract.
sample it?
Well, I don't know for National School District if we sampled it. I just know that in the past that we have had taste testing as a part of our procurement. Yes, like it's part of the bid process.
Why did you want it?
Were you hoping for an invitation?
No, I've had feedback, already students, so that's the only reason I'm asking.
Sure thing.
And if I could add, I think we did have a public comment one time on the pizza and what kind of dough they use. So there is a whole wheat crust, and the cheese is actually specially
So much percent fat.
correct. It is a pizza that's made according to John Hansen's, made specifically for school districts. Mhm.
They reference it as school grade foods.
That's why you're getting comments.
Trustee Bettencourt Castaneda.
Yeah, there's only maybe one or two companies that actually make it for school districts, so it's very limited. Yes, so you get what you get.
Is PJ's Papa John's, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Correct.
It's good, just giving tested.
So, we don't have many options. I remember when we had this discussion a few years ago, so.
So she could go to PJ's and order a pizza.
You actually cannot, order this pizza. A regular customer cannot order this pizza.
Trustee Bettencourt Castaneda, again, you're correct.
Yes.
We might be able to order it as one of your closed session items.
Not that I've tried. But yeah, you cannot order it.
Interesting. All right, well, we have a motion to approve by Trustee Bettencourt Castaneda with a second by Trustee Lopez. Please vote.
And it passes unanimously.
Item 11C is to adopt resolution 25-26.19, accounting for compensated absences in accordance with GASB statement number 101. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
I second the motion.
Dr. Cochran.
Thank you so much. I'll provide an overview that will be relevant to C, D, E, and F because they're grouped together, and then I'll speak briefly about each one. So every year when a district presents its financials for audits, it's our responsibility to ensure that what we present is accurate. And the GASB, or the Governmental Accounting Standards Board, provides us with standards to do so. What you'll see is they've recently updated their standards. And so all across the nation and federal, state, and local governments will update their accounting practices to be uniform so that when auditors come and look at our books, they're seeing something uniform that's generally accepted. And so in this case, this particular item is addressing leave, and it is specifying how districts should take account of their leave and calculate what the value of the leave that we owe our teachers and staff would be. And so it's a very technical item, but essentially it tells us how to value it, and it tells us what practices we should be using when we're taking leave and applying it to an absence.
Any questions? All right, we have a motion to approve resolution 25-26.19 by Trustee Bettencourt Castaneda and a second by Trustee Avalos. Please vote.
And it passes unanimously.
Item 11D, adopt resolution 25-26.20, amending the capital threshold adoption for recording financial statement capital assets. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve? I second.
Dr. Cochran?
Yes, thank you. So again, this is part of presenting financials and presenting them accurately. So part of what we do is we provide a list of capitalized assets that are over a certain value. And since 2002, when they were last adopted, we've had a lot of inflation, and so they're revising their guidelines to be higher. So we have an inventory threshold that will be growing for supplies. It used to be anything from 5,000. Now we'll capitalize anything over 25,000. And then for building improvements as well, it used to be 10,000 that we would capitalize, but now we'll be listing it as anything over 25,000 that we will capitalize. And then that list of capitalized assets is presented as part of our financial picture.
Questions? All right. I have a motion to adopt resolution 25-26.20 by trustee Bettencourt Castellano with a second by trustee Avalos. Please vote.
And it passes unanimously.
Item 11E to adopt resolution 25-26.21, amending the subscription-based information technology arrangements threshold. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Dr. Cochran?
Thank you so much. So similar to what I just said about listing items as capitalized assets, subscription-based information technology contracts that we have paid for and not yet used up can also be capitalized. And in this case, again, it's a raising of the threshold from anything that's valued at 5,000 to something that's valued at 25,000 or greater to count as our financial part of our financial picture moving forward.
Questions? All right, I have a motion to adopt resolution 25-26.21 by trustee Avalos with a second by trustee Bettencourt Castellano. Please vote.
And it passes unanimously.
Item 11F to adopt resolution 25-26.22, amending the leased capital assets threshold. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Dr. Cochran?
Thank you. I see we're almost through the accounting updates and everybody's still awake, so I appreciate you. Again, this is leases, and leases that we have paid for and not used up also can be capitalized. And again, this is raising the threshold from 5,000 to 25,000 that we would capitalize and include as part of the district's financial picture. And again, all of these are related to the inflation of money that has happened over the last 20 years. And so as a result, we're raising what would be part of that threshold to be included, worthy of being included in a district's financial picture.
No questions? Okay. I have a motion to adopt 25-26.22 by trustee Avalos with a second by trustee Bettencourt Castellano. Please vote.
And it passes unanimously.
Item 11G to ratify CT 4312 with the City of National City for transportation services. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
Second. Dr. Cochran?
Thank you so much. So please know that I value approvals by the board over ratifications by the board, and you'll see that we've brought forth a ratification item today. And so during kind of that interim time where Dr. Burke had left and as I was coming on board, this was an item that we would have preferred to have gone on the last board meeting, but due to the transition, it did not. And so the Community Services Department for National City made a partnership with our Transportation Department to support 2 field trips for National City youth, of some of whom are our students as well. One to the Birch Aquarium on July 10th and one to Torrey Pines State Reserve on July 17th. And so an approval of this would allow us to continue the field trip, including tomorrow, and also to receive $1,200 in compensation to support our costs as well.
Trustee Lopez?
So just to clarify, who signed this agreement, or can you explain that again? So
yes.
Dr. Burke was the one that went into this agreement, because that's already happened, correct, the 10th?
Yes, that's correct.
I actually signed it.
Okay.
I signed, it didn't make the last agenda by like a day. And it came by my desk, and the question was, if we don't sign it, our students won't be able to go on this field trip because we didn't want to have the liability of not signing the contract. Since it was a revenue contract, I did speak with the board president and I did alert her that we would be bringing a ratification, but because it was revenue, we thought we would allow our students to be able to go on that trip that was being hosted by the city organization, the group, and also to get that revenue. We did make sure that there were no conflicts with the different commitments that we had with the buses for our students, our programs in the summer, and we worked around that. And we've done this for the last like 3 years with the city. So I signed the contract for liability purposes, and then the approval would allow us to recoup the revenue.
This contract is coming from the city. Do we have a contract that we gave them or?
I don't believe it. This was reviewed by Dr. Burke and they did agree to it. Usually one of the two groups will initiate the contract, and this is the one we've used for the last few years with, for this particular collaboration. But moving forward, if we do it next time, we can initiate the contract. It'll be fine.
Trustee Sarmiento.
Yeah, I'm just curious, why are we doing this, or why is the city requesting that we do this? Does it save them money? And do they also not have buses available? Or I remember we used to have National City Transit that went under many years ago, because the city did at one point have their own buses, but is that why we're?
Yes, you're absolutely right. They don't have a way to transport the amount of students that they have in the program.
So it's
And so
a
it's-
large amount,
Mhm.
so they can't just use vans or anything.
Correct. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And there are, a lot of them are our students or Suhai's or Sweetwater's.
Trustee Bettencourt Castaneda.
So when Ileana came to present to us, to the board, 2 years ago, I guess, it's been, they did not have transportation. So, that's the reason why she extended the, request to the National School District. Since we do have, transportation service. And it's a revenue for us. And so, it helps us a little bit. It's not a whole lot, but it is something for us. And so, and they are our students. We are not in the business normally of ratifying, but I can understand the in-between time frame. So it makes sense. But yes, that's why the city came to us. And I believe you were here when she presented to us. And this is a good service for our community. The students are our students, and it's just something to keep them off the streets and keep them engaged in activities. So I wholeheartedly support this, and it's something that is good for our students, and it's good for them. So we just hope that they have more activities for our kiddos. Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Lopez.
Is this contract the one that's going to be signed? I feel like there's some typos in this contract already, where it states the city as the city, it states us as the district, but then it says consultant in some of the terminology in the contract. So I think we're able to get that corrected. So at number 7, by the consultant, I don't know if that's supposed to be the city or the district. Number 8 as well, the next page, the consultant agrees. I don't know who that is. Yeah, so I think those edits need to be made before you formally sign.
We'll definitely make those corrections with the city. I do believe that those are clerical errors, so thank you for pointing those out, for sure.
I will mention in looking at buses, usually the other option is coach buses. And those are,
Oh, they couldn't afford it.
yes, so they coming to us as a,
Yeah, she did mention that it was just way out of their budget.
so there's that.
both trustee Avalos and I were there when Dr. Brady brought this question to us, and so it was a discussion between the three of us during agenda review as to putting this in and understanding that the board does not like to ratify.
Yeah, and public transportation wasn't an option because we sometimes don't get them all on the same bus. And it wasn't safe to have them in different buses and so on. So that's why the conversation that I had with her a few years back is why she thought it was a good idea to come to the district.
All right, I have a motion to ratify CT 4312 by trustee Avalos with a second by trustee Bettencourt Castaneda. Please vote.
Item passes unanimously.
Item 11H, to approve change order with Western State Builders Incorporated for the pour-in-place Ammomatic rubber surface at Central School.
Make a motion to approve. Second?
Dr. Cochran?
Thank you, trustee Gates. And so this change order with Western State Builders, Inc. is for a preschool playground at Central School. And as you know, construction can be unpredictable. And during the construction phase, it was realized that some additional work was needed on a section of the area to be ADA compliant. So an additional 400 square feet was added for accessibility to the playground. I do want to mention that as I reviewed this item, I did notice a clerical error. In speaking with my staff, I saw that the change order cost listed in the financial impact says $26,613. And if you review the supporting document, you will see that it is a change order in the value of $25,613. And so we will reflect the financial impact update in the minutes. But the supporting document, the change order for Western State Builders, I've verified with our team is correct.
Okay, so then trustee Avalos, it looks like we have an amendment to this, or no, or just a correction to the information.
It's in the draft, just correct.
Okay. Okay. All right, so I have a motion to approve by trustee Avalos, a second by trustee Bettencourt Castaneda. Please vote.
Aye.
Oh, I didn't mean no.
Okay.
Sorry, it's yes.
Let me read you.
My beds.
Go ahead one more time, please. Item passes unanimously.
Item 11I, to approve change order with RGC General Engineering Incorporated for the additional work required for artificial turf installation at multiple schools. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
I second.
Dr. Cochran?
Yes, thank you so much. So again, this change order is related to playground construction that's taking place currently at a number of our different schools with RGC General Engineering. And so during the construction, there was a number of things that were realized. And you'll find that in the supporting documents, there are change orders for a variety of different schools. And primarily, there was a retaining wall added at Olivewood, flat work on the side of the Kimball playground that was added as well, and then catch basins, which provide drainage, which would be very important, that were either realized after the fact or determined after the fact that would be needed. Again, like the last change order, these change orders are less than 10% of the total bid value of the contract. And there was one other item I wanted to mention. As the last item as well, you'll see that in the supporting documents, the change order for RGC lists several documents in there with individual pricing. And so when I totaled those prices, I did find it to be $262,971. When I look at the change order cost under financial impact, I see $207,263.75. In speaking with my team, that was an error on our part. However, again, 262,971 is the correct value. And again, we would reflect it in the minutes, the update to that financial impact.
Trustee Sarmiento.
Yeah, this is, what comes to mind automatically is, don't they initially go through all the schools when they're proposing their bids? And we usually give it to the lowest bidder. And does this mean that someone else could have been the lowest bidder because now they're hiking it up, what, $50,000? And it seems off to me.
Yes, I do want to share with you that, so that concept of changing the price is an important one. However, if you look through the documents in the change order, you'll see where it identifies additional work, not initially in scope. So for example, Trustee Sarmiento, if the price is one thing at the beginning and then all of a sudden it changes, yes, that would be very concerning. In this case, it's complicated construction that was performed on these playgrounds. And so during the course of the construction, our team realized, oh, additional work is here. Oh, we need a catch basin. We can't let the field flood. And as a result of that additional scope that we identified, the contractor provided a price to perform the rest of that work. We would not be able to authorize any work above that 10%, as I shared before, because these were low bids on this construction. But again, this is for additional scope. It's not a change or increase in price for what was originally determined.
So this item is, the district just didn't include specific items or
Original.
Yes, that's correct. They
Later
were
on,
items that we would call unforeseen circumstances that were realized once we got into the ground. Thank you.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes, thank you. So this is coming out of our ELOP funding. How are these change orders going to affect that, if anything?
Yes, so you're correct. There is a facility fee fund, the developer fund, as well as an ELOP fund that are sharing the costs. And you're correct that these additional costs will be applied to those accounts. That's correct.
It only says ELAP on this particular one.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. But I do know that it is partially facilities and partially ELOP that it is being funded with, partially developer fees and partially ELOP.
So can we make sure that the minutes also reflect that update for the financial impact section? Also for the ELOP has been traditionally a year or two in the rear. So we just finished the ELOP budget from 22-23. And these funds are coming from 23, no, 24, 20, 22, 23, 20, 23, 24, 23, 24. So 23, 24.
Yes.
Okay, and then, so we still have some carryover, and we had committed as a board to invest early ELOP dollars into creating fields so that we could build a recreation program. And so this is a continuation to finish off those 10 schools. We have not put together fully the 25-26 ELOP plan. We were waiting for Dr. Cochran's transition, and also we wanted to make sure that we weren't like double budgeting, and there was a few different spreadsheets, and so that is on our list in the next couple of weeks to solidify that plan. Thank you for that question.
Any other questions? All right, so to approve, I have a motion by Trustee Bettencourt Castaneda with a second by Trustee Avalos. Please vote. All right, item 11J to accept donations.
Second.
Dr. Cochran.
Thank you so much. And so Item J is to accept donations, and the donations that we are receiving include $500 from Jean and David Piercy for student uniforms, shoes, and backpacks, $100 from Zolma Santana for the Mary Stewart Scholarship at Olivewood School, and $1,500 from school's First Federal Credit Union as a donation to the Leadership Retreat.
Questions? Okay, thank you. All right, I have a motion to accept by trustee Lopez, a second by trustee Bettencourt Castaneda, please vote.
Item passes unanimously.
All right, and item 12 is board cabinet communications, trustee Lopez.
Thank you. I'll keep it brief. Hope everyone had a great summer break. I want to first say welcome to Dr. Philia and Dr. Cochran in your first board meeting with us. Not sure they're usually this quick, it's a fair warning. And then also want to say welcome back to Principal at Olivewood, Eleanor Faulkner. We're so happy to see you get your dream job. That's what it sounds like. And I also want to say thank you to our staff in the midst of what's going on in our country with our funds. I fully trust that our students will not feel the impact with what's happening, and I owe it all to you because you're doing that work. So thank you so much for just being on top of it and just doing your work. I just really appreciate that. So I just want to say that to you. And also want to say thank you to my colleagues for adopting the proclamation today, and I share the sentiments of Trustee Avalos, and like many of you on this board that you grew up here, went to our schools here, are still here. That's going to be true for a lot of our students. So ensuring that we are also committed to their well-being outside of the classroom, like actually in our city, is really important. So just want to also share that gratitude and sentiment. And also just want to say my heart goes out to our immigrant community in our South region. Again, I trust that our staff is doing their best to provide resources and support to our families. So if you're in our schools, just know that you have a place to go to ask for help. So I hope that our families are able to do that once they go back to school next week, or even before then. And lastly, just want to say we're very excited to have all of our students, teachers, and staff back next Wednesday for a wonderful first day of school in the next year. And I'm just looking forward to seeing new and returning faces at our school sites. Thank you.
Trustee Sarmiento.
I also would like to welcome Eleanor Faulkner as our new principal in the National School District. Wish her well and many, many years to come. Also wanted to just do a shout out to my granddaughter who entered a talent contest in Kimball Park this past week and took first place. So yay me, and is a product of the National School District. So welcome back everybody, and here we go again.
Trustee Bettencourt Castaneda.
Thank you. I would like to congratulate Ms. Felker for being selected as the principal at Olivewood. Having had worked with her for several years as a parent, as PTA, and now as a board member, it's been a pleasure, and I am super proud of her. So look forward to her many years serving as a principal there. Sorry, this is
You can have mine.
not working out for me. And you guys know I need this microphone. So, okay. So I am very proud of her, and I am excited to have her there for many years. And I know her staff is excited to have her there. I would like to thank Ms. Ferris. I have to retrain my brain. Mrs. Ferris, thank you, for her and her team for her wonderful work at the resource fair this morning. It was an amazing turnout. A lot of shoes, uniforms, and backpacks were handed out today. A lot of smiling faces and families, I'm sure, are very happy to have received all of those items. So thank you for all of those that helped out and everybody there. I don't want to name anybody else because I'm going to forget somebody and I don't want anybody to be upset. And Dr. Philia
and Cochran for your meeting here today. Thank you for being a part of the NSD family because we are a family. So thank you. I hope everybody had a wonderful summer break because it is now over. So we will be starting up very soon. And I wanted to say, I know I didn't say this before. I just got back yesterday. You can see my tan from celebrating a renewal of vows. My husband and I, we celebrated 25 years in November, but we renewed our vows. So it was very special. My children were a part of the whole event. My son was able to walk me down the aisle, my oldest, and my middle son officiated the wedding, and my youngest was my ring bearer. Although at first he said no, he should have been because he was supposed to be a girl. What is it when they die? Pallbearer. I said, what are you trying to do to me? But I said, no, that's when you die. So no, I corrected him. But yeah. I said, no, you're my ring bearer. So it was very special. We went to Hawaii, and I had my parents there as well. So it was a very special day for us. And so we are officially remarried. I don't know why I said it twice, yes, but it's okay. But yes, we are. It was a very nice celebration, although it was very windy, but it was very nice. So to my husband, thank you for 25 and almost 26 wonderful years. And with that, I want to welcome everybody back. I hope everybody had all the rest because it's going to be a very busy year. We have a lot of things ahead of us. And as mentioned before, I welcome everybody back and a lot of new faces, hopefully a lot of new faces back. So welcome new faces. So with that,
Trustee Avalos.
Well, we want to of course welcome our new principal who's been with us for so long. I want to thank the board for passing great resolutions and great things that we need to have here in National City. Thank you for blessing them. And thank you, Mr. Cochran, for being back from your vacation. And it's good to see you sitting there too. And hope we'll be back soon. And I hope you all enjoyed your vacations. So, thank you.
Dr. Cochran.
Yes.
Your turn.
Oh.
Were you not warned?
No.
All the great wise things are supposed to be said now.
Thank you. Well, I'll say that being 7 days into National School District, I have just had wonderful experiences with the staff and with this team. I'm very grateful to be working here and looking forward to deepening my collaboration with all of the departments, our school site leaders, our staff, our parents, and the community. So thank you so much for having me and for all the kindness that each of you individually have shown. It's very appreciated. Thank you. And I just want to say one last thing, which would be good luck as you venture back to school, some of us individually, and of course to our community of teachers, students, and parents.
Dr. Kelly.
Congratulations to Eleanor Felker. Just want her to know I'll be calling her tomorrow in regards to her enrollment and her staffing. Welcome, Dr. Filia and Dr. Cochran to NSD and to your first board meeting. I just want to say I hope everyone had an enjoyable summer break. Welcome to the 25-26 school year. And I think I mentioned this back in June. My daughter's going to be a senior. There's a lot of events already going on. Last week, she had her senior portrait. And they will start the school year with a senior sunrise, which is interesting. And then they end the year with a senior sunset. So it's really nice. Anyhow, welcome everyone to 25-26 school year.
Dr. Filia.
Yes, well, I just want to really reiterate some of the messages here. Just feeling very fortunate, very grateful to have an opportunity to join such an amazing team. I've had a wonderful time really just meeting and connecting with our staff. Had a great meeting with our principals at the leadership retreat, and just really excited about the potential and the opportunities, the possibilities. I would also have really been so impressed with all the staff really, that everyone's working hard already behind the scenes, preparing and planning. I was able to visit a science professional development for our teachers. And again, so impressed by the commitment of our staff that are there on their time to be best prepared for our students. So really excited for the new year. Thank you.
Dr. Brady.
Yes, so I'm super excited for the school year ahead. I wanted to also echo welcome to Dr. Cochran and Dr. Filia. It's been a little lonely up here for Dr. Kevin and I, so we're glad to have, the bench fully filled and ready to play and win some games this year. So you did create this great tonight, and we're very happy to have you on board. Also, a big congratulations to Principal Felker. And she knows she has to start immediately. So, but we know we have a lot of support, and we have a great team that's going to rally around her and help that smooth transition, as will the staff at the school site. On Friday, we will have our annual safety training, and all of our staff that has been on summer break will return and join the staff that has been working over the summer. And we'll be launching our new theme and making sure that we are ready for any emergencies. So you get to get it first before everybody else, but we are passing down the new button for the new theme, and you may have seen it if my hair wasn't covering it. This year's theme is in sync, and so the word is sync, but you can see the little dot over the I. The word in is in sync, and there's lots of hidden meanings within here, but it really is about working together to better support our students in their success. And so we love the collaboration that we've had with the board, and then just carrying that collaboration through all levels of the organization to be in sync for student achievement. So we're super excited about that. You might also notice the colors. There's a little blue and a little pink, not quite blue and red, but mixed together, they make purple, because we are here for everyone and to support all. And so we're looking forward to launching that new theme and working together with our staff. And with that, I'll just say cheers to a great new year ahead.
All right, and welcome back to everybody as school kicks off. Welcome for your PD on Friday. Welcome to students and families as you start coming in on Wednesday. Wednesday, it's not August. It's not after Labor Day. It's Wednesday. I'm going to do the rundown quick, okay? HR, thank you for your excessive amounts of work over the summer and making sure that we are full up. Tech department, as you have been dropping things off and picking things up and linking things and running wires and taking away wires, rostering, prepping. Maintenance department, as you have been trying to see to every need that we gave you all school year this last year before we get back in. Custodial, for making our places beautiful and livable and workable and respectful for our kids. Purchasing and supplies, because nobody ever really talks about all the work you do because we don't see you, but you're there all the time. And district and office staff, as you have been doing and maintaining our summer. Thank you. For the board, if you noticed, we got our reminder email from Ms. Welch about our training. And so all of those videos, we have to do them every year. It's not within a certain amount of time. So I'm going to just do our shout out that board policy mandates that we are to do the mandated reporter trainings, the bloodborne pathogens training, sexual harassment awareness as managers, and violence in the workplace, as well as email and cybersecurity. And also volunteer packets. So just as a reminder for all of us. And so if you go, oh, you are not going to push that link.
Yeah. Should we do like fingerprinting as well, just like regular employees?
So the board policy says that you need to follow all the visitor and volunteer guidelines. So you don't, board elected officials are not required to do the fingerprinting, that stuff are. Yeah, we can talk about that at our upcoming workshop.
Trustee Benford Castaneda is saying we look sketchy. That's what she's saying. So if you leave, like, certain places, they say a last word over you. So these are my last words. Specifically for, as we come back and bring staff back. May your principal keep meetings short and to the point, and may your room be more organized than you left it. With that, we are closed.